How are we going, everybody? Now, I had a few emails come through this morning regarding yesterday's episode that we put up online about the pot itself, what it does and what's the benefit of it. I did explain a little bit that we top it up so we can grow more roots in the tomato stem. Now, we're talking about tomatoes here, but what I also want to do is compare some of these plants because they're all pretty much planted at the same time. But first, let's talk about the pots. Now, this is another batch of 4 that I've got. There's more outside. This is under the netting that we got in here. Look at the thickness of this stem there. We've got a lot of suckers coming up. I'll cut them off later, but that's not the issue here. Look at the stem here. Look at the amount of leaf on this plant, how it's doing pretty well. This one to its side is a little bit slower in growth, but still got the beautiful large leaves on it all the way down to the bottom. But by comparison, the 4, okay, that's a little bit slow, but generally speaking, all 4 plants are doing mighty well. Look at the flowers on these too. Look how beautiful these are. Okay, setting really nice from low. We've got more flowers over there, so they're all doing really well. By comparison to the tomatoes that I've got over here, from those with the pots, these are without. Now the leaves are pretty good on these, not as far spread because they're more exposed to the weathering. You can see the smaller leaves at the bottom. They're the first leaves it's had. It never grew them to its maximum size because they get beaten up. But more importantly, look at the stem. It's nowhere near as thick as the other one. Nowhere near. Same plant variety, same time planting. One's got a pot, the other one hasn't. Same soil, no difference. This one's hardened off. So by comparison, this one's copped a lot more of the harsh weather, causing it to harden off. It's a lot more rigid. It needs to be staked up because the high winds will knock it over. So the pot itself acts like a little hothouse, like a little heating room. It stops it from getting weathered too much, so it keeps it a little bit softer as a plant, but it does thicken up the stem and give it a better chance to grow bigger on top. So it's not copping as much of the harsh weather. That is, but it's tolerating it really well. Now, that's these 2 here. These are the ones that I transplanted from a different location, so the roots got damaged, and this one was wilting over. Remember, it was like about to die. It looked like it was dehydrated completely. Well, it's taken off really well, but again, a little bit spindly. These have been copping the brunt of the weather as well. Also, they're okay, but also what I do want to share with you is angular leaf spot. I saw it earlier. I'm trying to spot it now. This is weathering. Let me just cut these little leaves off. That there's not quite, well, it has a similar finish on it, meaning the colours are the browning off. Here's one here, I'm going to take this one out. This is caused by excessive water or water splashing onto the leaves too much. See all those little spots there like that? It can get quite severe. Angular leaf spot is caused by high humidity, excessive moisture, and especially when you're watering, avoid wetting the foliage of the plant because that's how the spores spread. Now they can spread all over the place, meaning from one plant to the other. You'll get markings on the stem of your plant, the leaves of your plant. It can cause flowers to fall off as well, so you can get stem rot. Now once that does settle into the plant, you can't fix that. But angular leaf spot, septoria leaf spot, they can be controlled by pruning and spraying with our disease control pack. That's the safest way to control it, but get onto it early. If you're in an area that's prone to high humidity levels, have a look at this. It was 29 degrees earlier, scorching sun. I stayed inside most of the day. I've come outside to do a little bit of gardening now. It's dropped down to 18 degrees and the clouds are rolling in. So that fluctuating temperature that we have and moisture level in the air plays havoc on our plants, and they can get quite viral, meaning diseased, if you don't take care of them and keep the watering down to a minimum. So when you do water, reduce the amount of water that you do as an overspray. But if you do overspray, and I wrote this in my article yesterday morning, when you do overspray your plants, make sure the plant is not completely wilted, like flat as a tack and completely dehydrated, because if there's sun shining on it at the time you do it, you're going to cause more damage. So you can wet your plant's foliage when the sun is not shining directly on it or during the heat of the day. You can do it early in the morning, late in the afternoon, but if you need to do it because there's no other choice, because the plant's completely dehydrated, and if you leave it any longer, it'll die, get an umbrella. Get an umbrella over the plant, get some shade cloth over the plant, drape some material over it, but don't sit it onto the plant. Stake it up so it sits over the plant as a form of shade. And that way you can hydrate it and the plant will have a reduced amount of direct sunlight heat. We're going to get zapped by lightning, I think. No sound. I was waiting for the thunder to come. So the shadow, there it is. A little bit slow, mate. Anyway, so cover your plants and protect them and hydrate them and prune them. First point of reference is to prune, and that way you get a healthier garden. Garden's doing well. The rains are coming, folks. Let me come around this side, and I've just got to announce, my online team said to me that if you're looking to buy our Christmas presents, you've got this weekend up till Monday, this Monday coming, to get your orders in. And what we're running is Vasily's choice of products, free delivery. How's that? So you don't have to worry about Australia Post fees. So we're going to select a range of products under Vasily's choice tab. Click on that and you'll see black grit, liquid gold, things like that. All sorts of goodies that we have for the garden and the kitchen that will be with free delivery. So select your gifts, get your orders in before Monday or by Monday so you can get delivery by Christmas. Hopefully Australia Post meets up to their requirements. From me, Vasily Mahdesi, that's vasilysgarden.com.